Imagine you just matched with the perfect person. You're super excited, you plan a date, that date finally comes, and you finally go to meet that person, and when you finally do, you can't even recognize that person. You don't even know if it's the same person that you met on the app. That's a classic case of being catfished. It's happened to all of us. My name is Boston Bischoff, and today I'll be presenting on dating apps and if they actually work. Now, being 23 years old, I've been in the dating scene and I've used these dating apps. And I've also studied the subject of dating apps for the past couple weeks just to get a better understanding of it. Now, dating apps, we all use them. We're college students. We use them in our everyday lives in the dating scene. In fact, the dating scene is a large portion of it would be the dating apps. Now, what if I told you that these dating apps aren't really your best way to find love? Well, today over the course of my presentation, I will share a quick story about one user that used a dating app. His name, you might know him as the Tinder Swindler. There was a Netflix series that just released about him just recently this year. After I talk about that, I will then wrap it up with some interesting facts and statistics about dating apps and the success rate of those. Now, who is the Tinder Swindler? Now, the Tinder Swindler, his name is Shimon Hayut. Shimon Hayut he's a con man. He would con people throughout all of Europe, and he would do this between the years 2015 to 2019 when he was finally caught. So the main character is Shimon Hayut, and Shimon Hayut goes by the name Sion Leviv. Now, Sion Leviv, this is his alter ego or his comment name that he would go by, and he would pretend to be, or Shimon would pretend to be this person who is son and heir to a billionaire owner of a diamond business. And he would play the part perfectly. He would dress up with very nice jewelry, fly around in private jets, cruise around in Lamborghinis. And he would do this to attract women. And he would attract women on these dating apps with his profile. And he would match with these people, and then he would eventually, after dating for a little bit, would ask them for large amounts of money, like $1,500 or 20 grand or whatever it may be. He would ask ridiculous amounts of money, saying that his life depended on it. Eventually, and he would do this to multiple girls, but eventually he was caught in 2019 after stealing thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he was caught in the year 2019 in Greece. Now, thinking of this story, I know this probably will never happen to you, but we do use the apps that he was using, like such as Tinder. And there are multiple apps like that. There are Tinder, Mutual, Hinge, and Bumble. And can't forget about Farmers Only. Now, there are multiple apps, and I asked myself, how often do these apps work? Is it worth my time? And are they successful at actually getting relationships, or is it just like hookups or whatever? And if these apps don't work, then what is the alternative? Am I better off being more social and going to social gatherings rather than using social media such as these? And there was a few statistics that I found diving deeper into the subject. I found that a few statistics that kind of caught my attention. One was by Kenneth Hansen in his article published in Academic Journal, published in 2021, titled "Becoming a Gender Dating App User." He found that 93% of people would rather meet their future spouse in person than a dating app. And they refer to dating apps as a joke or just pure fun. And this goes back to the Tinder Swindler. You just don't know their motives. It might just be the person you match with might just be wanting to find a free drink or have a little fun or just for a confidence boost, a confidence boost, or then maybe they are looking for love. You just never know. Another statistic that I found was that how many people was by Leah Emery, and it was in her article titled "How Many People on Apps Get Married?" And that number was surprising. It was 13.6% of people that use dating apps actually get married. Finally, the last one that caught my attention was Harry Benson. Was an article by Harry Benson where titled "Relative Strangers: The Importance of Social Capital for Marriage." He found that 12%. So even if you did get married with that 13.6%, that 12% of those people would get a divorce if they were married, if they met on an app, compared to if you met that person through a friend or in person somehow, that would be a 2% chance. So they definitely vary. And in closing, dating apps, you just never know their agendas, and it's obviously the numbers are not very warming. They don't make you feel happy or secured with dating apps. And if we do this, if we continue throughout this path of just swiping on dating apps, obviously divorces are a factor. So over the course of my presentation, I shared the story of the Tinder swindler, and I shared some interesting statistics about it. So next time you go on a date using a dating app, don't be surprised if you get catfished, because that's what you signed up for.